I'm Nicky Miklós, and this is the Smart Business Growth Podcast, where we ditch the busy trap and get real about what it takes to drive sustainable sales, lead with clarity, and build a business that's future fit. Let's dive straight into it. Hello, you gorgeous human, and welcome back for another conversation with Nicky at Smart Business Growth Podcast. As always, I'm so happy, excited, thrilled to be here with you today, chatting with you about the 6 emotional states of a sale. I was talking with a client just the other day, and we were reflecting on the conversations that we're having directly with clients or even potentially with our team to almost do some self-coaching around what could I have done differently, or why did that sale not go through? Or if we look at it from a leader perspective, we can even overlay the 6 emotional states with getting buy-in. And this is something that I learned about, I would say probably 10 years ago, is the 6 emotional states of a sale. And we as humans, as buyers, as consumers, as people that are buying into an idea or handing over our money, our cashola for services, products, etc., we go through 6 emotional states to get from curious, wondering if it's the right fit for us or something we can get on board with, all the way through to actually committing, whether that's committing with effort, committing with dollars, committing with whatever that investment might be. And remember, investment isn't always just investment of money. It could be investment of time. It could be investment of thinking. It could be emotional investment, physical investment, all of those things. And they all into play together. So today, my friend, I'm going to take you through what those 6 emotional states are so that you can start to reflect on and think about, am I actually ticking the box when I'm talking to my clients, my team? And you can share this with your team members as well. You can look at this as a really great coaching tool or, just a wonderful reflection to think about perhaps why didn't that sale come off in the end, or why didn't I get that buy-in and engagement? So are you ready? Let's dive in. Emotional state number 1 is curiosity. Now, you would have heard me talk about curiosity all the time, whether it's from a coaching point of view or a sales point of view. One of the biggest pitfalls that I see people fall into is that they try to sell too hard and fast. And even what I mean by sell too hard and fast is just giving too much information too early on. People, stop already. We need to not give all of the information. We need to seed some information. We need to ask some questions to establish if that person is in fact curious about knowing more about your product, your service, or what it is that you're sharing. So again, I'm going to talk about this as a really good emotional states of a sale, but as effective humans, we can also look at this through being an effective human and getting buy-in. So we as buyers, consumers, do not go through to the end of a sale without first being curious. Whether we are buying toilet paper, a new jacket, a car, a house, something piques our curiosity initially that makes us lean in a little bit. So as flipping the script and as the salesperson or the leader, we need to think about, how am I creating curiosity? If you're getting inbound leads, if your marketing is on point and you're getting really good lead generation and you've got that awesome marketing funnel, that's already taken care of. Your marketing is highly likely creating curiosity and drawing people in. Most of the people I work with, it's a combination of, we're going out to get it when the leads are dry. So if it ain't coming in, we're going out to get it, or there's a combination of the two. So first emotional state of a sale, curiosity. Don't go in hard and fast with all of the detail up front. Get an understanding and just give them little bits of information. Why might they be interested in listening to what you have to say? And then a really good transition question from there. I hear a lot of people say, are you interested in finding out more? Now, I want to encourage you all, instead of using the word interested, I'm all about the subtleties of language to open up a conversation. Instead of using the word interested, this might feel a bit weird at first. It did for me, but now it's second nature. I want you to practice saying, are you curious to learn more? Are you curious to hear more? Because the word curiosity implies subconsciously openness but not commitment. Whereas the word interested is so overused by salespeople that as soon as we hear the word interested, subconsciously, something in our mind goes, okay, I think I'm going to be sold to at any given point. So this is a bit of an advanced tip if you want to really work on your subtleties of language. Instead of are you interested to hear more? Are you curious to hear more? Are you curious to learn more? And again, that word can feel really uncomfortable if you're not used to using it. It did for me 9-10 years ago when I started this, and now it's second nature. So that's your first emotional state of a sale, and also the first tip to go with that. Are you curious? And also make sure you lean in with curiosity. The second emotional state is a feeling of empowered. I'm empowered to make the decision. This is linked to being the decision maker. So from a sales point of view, it's really easy to tick this one off because at the end of the day, if we get 6 ticks, we get the sale. And that is simply making sure that in your qualifying process or you're early on in your discovery process, you are asking the person that you're talking to, are you the decision maker? Or is there anybody else that needs to be involved in this decision? Because how many times do we get to the end of a conversation, the end of a sale, we think everything's on point, and then the person says, oh, I just need to talk to the marketing manager or the business owner or the ops manager or the other partner or whoever it might be. It's really easy to forget to do this, but if you can find out who the decision maker is early on, it means that it's going to be much smoother down the other end of the sales conversation. And it's an emotional state we need to feel. I am empowered. So I'm first curious, I'm empowered to make this decision, and then we move through to the third emotional state of the sale. If your best salesperson left tomorrow, would your sales results survive? Most leaders don't actually know how to answer that. The free Sales Resilience Check tells you exactly where your sales function is solid and where it's quietly exposed. In under 10 minutes, you'll get a personalized score, your key blind spots, and a 90-day focus to act on straight away. Check out the link or QR code. Now, I've put my own words around this based on what I've observed, and this is a double whammy. Whilst it's the third emotional state of a sale, I actually describe it as 2 words. It's trust and possibility. Trust and possibility. We need to feel that we trust the other person, the person that is selling to us or offering us a service, and possibility. Like, what are the possibilities here of how this, and again, I use toilet paper, a jacket, a car, whatever it might be. But what are the possibilities here of this product and service and how it will help me? So if I feel a sense of trust for the person or the brand that is selling to me, and you've taken me on a journey to show me what the possibilities are, I'm more likely to say yes to you at the end of the sale. Now, trust and possibility is where most of the time is spent. This is where we look at effective questioning. This is where we look at uncovering the need. We're uncovering what the real pain point or the desire, the want is, and how much of a good fit your product or service is. This is really the bulk of, if we can spend enough time building trust and showing possibility, then the next emotional states will come really, really easily. So most of the time is spent here. I'm curious. I am the decision maker. I'm empowered. I feel a sense of trust in the brand or the person, and I can see the possibilities. The next emotional state then is the emotional state of urgency. I actually have a sense of urgency, or another way to look at this, I'm motivated to actually take action. Now, this is where I'll say most of the sales that don't go ahead, there's a big opportunity in this emotional state because we rush through, we've asked lots of questions, we've uncovered the possibilities, we've built trust, and then we go into presenting a solution. But we don't actually know where they sit in terms of motivation to truly take action. Think about times where, again, you think that it goes ahead, you email a proposal, which, by the way, please don't do that. Make sure you try and book another meeting from a meeting and present. Or if you have to email a proposal, then use a Loom recording or, other bits and pieces. I'll talk about that another time. But, you've built this possibility and we rush into presenting the solution. But we need to pause and actually understand how motivated are they to take action right now. When you've emailed that proposal and you don't hear anything back and it's crickets and it's confusing because they really bought in. It could be that there's no real motivation or urgency. That emotional state of a sale is not activated at that point. And so we want to make sure that we bake into our sales process a question along the lines of, why is now the right time for you to get started with XYZ? And again, there's different ways you can ask that question, but do not present a solution. Do not talk about the specifics of what you do until you've uncovered what their urgency or motivator is. And if they're not motivated to buy now or there's no urgency, then you might hold off on presenting a solution until they're ready. So we've got to feel a sense of urgency, in other words, motivation to take action. Once you've uncovered that and the person, we feel that sense of urgency, the fifth emotional state of a sale is value. We have to see and feel that there is value in what we're investing our time and our money into. If we do not feel that there's value, we're not going to go ahead. And side note, value is very different to price. But that, again, might be another conversation. So I'm curious, I'm leaning in, I'm empowered to make the decision. There's a sense of trust and possibility. There's a sense of urgency to take action. I see value in what you are putting forward in front of me. And the sixth emotional state of a sale. So once we get the yes with the value, we often think that's the end of the sale. But there's one final emotional state of a sale we need to feel in order to really close that loop. And that is a sense of certainty. So think about, at the end of your sales conversations, what do you do to fulfill that need, that core need, and that emotional state of certainty? Do you send them a confirmation? Do you book in the next meeting? Do you send them a thank you gift or a welcome pack? Do you connect them with other people in your team straight away that will help fulfill those services? In the welcome pack, are there photos and details of everybody in the team that is there to support them? Really think about, how are you creating this sense of certainty for that other person? When we cover off these six emotional states of a sale, not only do we get the sale, but the other person walks away feeling really good about what they've just committed to and what they've invested in. So my action for you today is to think about a sale recently that didn't come across, or a conversation that you didn't get buy-in, and think through it. Did you create curiosity at first? Did you take the time to make sure that they were the decision maker? Did you take the time to build trust and possibility, and to uncover if there's a sense of urgency to take action? Did they see value in what you put forward? And did you really close it out by giving them a sense of certainty in the decision that they made? Oftentimes, you're going to find the gap as to exactly why that conversation didn't go as you wanted, or the sale didn't come off. Have some fun with this. As always, take it lightly, and I'll see you in the next episode.